Hey, what's up, good people? I'm QC. Welcome to a brand new Talkin and Grubbin live nightly digital show. All right, tonight my NFL preview continues for 2023. Tonight, I'll be breaking down the toughest division in the NFL right now, the AFC North. I'm going to give my takes on the Bengals, Browns, Steelers, and Ravens, and let you know what I think they'll do this season. Can't wait to get into this. This is a live I've definitely been looking forward to. And now it's finally here. And I'm here to break it all down tonight here on Talkin and Grubbin, live nightly digital show, which kicks off right here and right now. Hey, what's up, good people? I'm QC. Welcome to a brand new Talkin and Grubbin live stream. How's everybody doing on this Thursday? I hope everybody's doing good. I'm doing good. And man, we're 1 week away from the NFL season kicking off. Next week is going to be the Lions and the Chiefs. And I will be doing that for the season premiere of Dinner and Sunday Night Football next Thursday, starting at 7 o'clock. Make sure you stay tuned for that. Definitely can't wait. Also, make sure you're hitting the thumbs up, hitting the heart icons. Got somebody in the chat. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. What's up, man? How you doing? Thanks for joining me. Subscribe to his channel. I cannot believe that we are getting this close to football being back. I'm definitely excited. Definitely can't wait to see that Chiefs and Lions game. Oops. Sorry about that. That's going to be fun. I know a lot of you are anxious to see football get back on track. See what your favorite teams are going to do this season. All right. Also got my dinner here. Got this chicken Alfredo I'm about to grub on. It's definitely good. That was too good. All right. Now, before I get into my breakdown, gonna step aside, let you hear a word from my partners at BetUs.com, where the game begins.
Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. Sign up at BetUS.com today to get into the action.
All right, I'm back, good people. Now, as the NFL season is about to kick off next week, if you're looking for a great sports book, BetUs is the one for you. You can sign up right now by using my link. And also, after your first deposit, you'll get a 125% sign up bonus. Just type in the promo code JOIN125. You'll get more chances to bet, more chances to win, and you get easy payouts with your winnings. BetUs, where the game begins. All right. Also, if you would like to donate to the channel, you can donate via Cash App or PayPal. There's the Cash App, cash tag, $ Talkin and Grubbin. Also, here's the PayPal email address, talkinandgrubbin@gmail.com. I definitely appreciate everyone who has supported the channel, past and present. Greatly appreciated. All right, so let's get into this 2023 AFC North Preview, and I'm starting with the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, the Bengals, they're coming off of another great season. In 2022, they went 12-4, won their second consecutive AFC North title. They ultimately, lost in the AFC Championship game in heartbreaking fashion to the Kansas City Chiefs. Now they've made some major additions, starting with Orlando Brown, who they got from the Chiefs, Cody Ford, the offensive guard, Nick Scott, the safety, Irv Smith Jr., the tight end. They've had a lot of departures. Von Bell, he went to the Panthers. The biggest one is Jesse Bates. He went to the Falcons. Eli Apple, he signed with the Dolphins. Hayden Hurst, he signed with the Panthers. And Trey Flowers, he went to the Falcons. Now, I definitely expect the Bengals to be a great team again. Of course, you got that guy in Joe Burrow. Also, he has some weapons in Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd. Any of those dudes can have a big game. Also, they have Joe Mixon. They have a pretty good offensive line. Well, an improving offensive line, because that offensive line has not been good the last couple of years. They have definitely allowed Burrow to get into too many sacks. But they got a nice front seven also that's anchored by, the veteran Sam Hubbard and Trey Hendricks, But definitely got questions about their secondary because, their top corner, Awuzie, he's still injured. He's not going to be ready for week 1. So there's going to be a lot of youth back there. Can they hold down the fort while he's gone? Or are they going to be, or is this young secondary going to be exposed to big pass plays? Also, my question still remains with that offensive line. Have they done enough this offseason to address the issues that have plagued them over the last couple of seasons? Burrow has definitely been getting sacked a lot. Even the year they went to the Super Bowl, he constantly got sacked. And definitely kept on getting sacked in the playoffs, especially in that AFC divisional round against the Titans. But luckily, Tannehill was so terrible, they overcame that. But those are definitely my questions with Cincinnati. Can that offensive line finally be does the offensive line have enough pieces around Burrow to protect them, to make sure they're not giving up a lot of sacks? And also, can this young secondary, hold up their end of the bargain and play pretty good on great wide receivers, and also not be open to big chunk plays or long passes? The Bengals, I definitely expect them to be a real good team again this year. hey, as long as you got Joe Burrow and guys like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, you definitely always have a chance to be a great team and be a contender. And I definitely don't expect anything less from them. All right. My next team is the Baltimore Ravens. Now, we all know Lamar Jackson finally got the extension that he had been looking for this offseason. He finally got his bag with $140 million guaranteed. So, definitely got to give props to Lamar for that. They're coming off of a pretty good season last year. They went 10-7. They made the playoffs, but ultimately they lost in the AFC wild card to the Bengals. And they came pretty close to beating the Bengals. If it wasn't for that pick six by Hutley, thrown by Hutley and Sam Hubbard taking it all the way to the house, who knows? Maybe we might be telling a different story right now. But the Ravens, they definitely have made some major moves this offseason. They ended up getting Odell Beckham Jr., the all-pro wide receiver. Jadeveon Clowney, they acquired him last month. The defensive end, the veteran wide receiver Nelson Aguilar, veteran running back Melvin Gordon, and veteran cornerback Ronald Darby. But also, this Ravens defense are partnering away with some key players that have been with them for years, starting with Calais Campbell. He signed with the Falcons. Cornerback Marcus Peters, he signed with the Raiders. Jason Pierre-Paul, he's still a free agent. Chuck Clark was traded to the Jets, and Justin Houston was traded to the Panthers. Now, the Ravens, they've got a new offensive coordinator in Todd Monken. He was with the Bucks, the Browns, and the last few years he's been with Georgia, where he won a couple of national championships. So the question is, can this Ravens offense thrive under Monken? Can it finally shake the past issues that they had under their previous offensive coordinator, Greg Roman? Because a lot of people felt Roman was holding the offense back. And even with Raven fans I've talked to, whether it's been on my platform or social media, they always complained about Greg Roman. Matter of fact, we both agreed that Greg Roman was a major problem with the offense not thriving. So definitely interested to see what they're going to do with it. Well, how is it going to be in a Todd Monken offense? That's the main question. Can Monken get his best out of Lamar in this new offense, or will it be the same old, same old? They definitely got a pretty good receiver now in Beckham. Anxious to see how he does coming off of that knee injury. Of course, the Ravens, they've always got a great defense. They have a great front seven, but that secondary, that's definitely a question mark. Yeah, they have Marlon Humphrey, but he can't do it all by himself. Marcus Peters, he's gone now. Also, how Lamar Jackson is going to split touches with OBJ and Mark Andrews, who's been his number one weapon ever since he came to Baltimore. So definitely a lot of questions with the Ravens. Now, I definitely expect the Ravens to be a pretty good team. They still have an MVP quarterback in Lamar Jackson, but the question with him is, can he stay healthy the whole season? That's definitely been his Achilles heel the last couple of seasons. I mean, yeah, he's been there from September to October, but when it comes to November and December and even January, Lamar hasn't been there. He's been out with injuries. So that's going to be another question mark. Can Lamar play the whole season? He hasn't played the whole season ever since, 2020? So that's definitely a big knock on Lamar. Not being healthy for the full season. But I definitely expect the Ravens to be a pretty good team again this year. You know, you got Lamar Jackson. You got John Harbaugh as the head coach. They got a pretty good defense, but still got my questions about their secondary. Can they hold up, or will they be exposed to big chunk plays? Can Todd Monken be the answer for Lamar and have him thrive in this offense? Or is it going to be the same thing that a lot of people had issues with Greg Roman over? But once again, I definitely see the Ravens being good and being a playoff team at least. Once again. All right, good people, I'm going to take a quick pause. I'll be right back. All right, my apologies for the technical difficulties. All right, sorry about that. All right. There we go. Breaking down my next team. It's my hometown Cleveland Browns. Now, we all know last year that they acquired Deshaun Watson during the offseason via trade from the Houston Texans, but he didn't play due to the fact that he ended up serving an 11-game suspension for violating the NFL's conduct policy, as he was accused of multiple accusations of sexual assault involving massage therapists. But he returned for the final 6 games. He definitely looked rusty. He looked like a guy who hadn't played in 2 years, but now he's had a full off season and a full training camp, and there's definitely a lot of big expectations for this Browns team. They finished 2022 7-10. They missed the playoffs. They made some major additions, especially to that defensive line. They added guys like Juan Thornhill, a 2-time Super Bowl champ with the Chiefs, Dalvin Tomlinson from the Vikings, Double O from the Texans, Rodney McLeod, who reunites with defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz. Also, Marquise Godwin, as well as Elijah Moore, who they acquired from the Jets. Definitely a lot of departures. Jacoby Brissett, who played in place of Watson for those 11 games. He went to the Commanders. Jadeveon Clowney just signed with the Ravens. Dearness Johnson signed with the Jaguars. Kareem Hunt remains a free agent. Chris Hubbard signed with the Titans. And Taven Bryan, he signed with the Colts. Now, definitely anxious to see how Deshaun Watson looks with a full training camp and a full offseason under his belt. Can he get back to that elite level like he was in 2020, where he led the league in passing yards? And a lot of people blame him for that 4-12 record, but that wasn't his fault. He had a bad team around him. But people definitely want to see if he can get back to that form with wide receivers like Amari Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Marquise Godwin, and Elijah Moore. Also, of course, we definitely can't forget about the running game that's anchored by number 24, Nick Chubb, one of the best, if not the best running back in the NFL. Also, they got a pretty good offensive line that definitely can keep Deshaun Watson upright. Also, they made improvements at the defensive line. And, of course, it's anchored by 95 himself, Myles Garrett. They got a pretty good secondary with corners such as Martin Emerson, Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome. Also, they got some pretty good veteran safeties in Thornhill and McLeod. Both of them have won Super Bowls. They got a lot of experience. Also, Grant Delpit, who started off last year lagging, but he finished the year pretty strong. And Jim Schwartz, definitely think is a very big improvement from Joe Woods. Now, my questions are, can all of this come together? Can Deshaun Watson definitely have a pretty good season. Can he get back there in that top 10 quarterback category? Because a lot of people feel like it's, that the league has passed him by, as we've seen quarterbacks such as, well, we already knew what Pat Mahomes has done, but we see quarterbacks like Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, all ascending. Can he get back to that level and be top 10 again? Also, definitely question the depth on both lines, on the offensive line, defensive line. Knock on wood, no injuries. But God forbid, if there are any injuries, can guys come in and step up and do a good job while the other guys are out? That's another question mark. It's just a question of, can it all come together? Can it all come together? But my expectation, definitely expect the Browns to be a playoff team. Definitely be in the thick of this AFC playoff race. Definitely think Deshaun Watson is going to have a pretty good season. Definitely think the rust is going to come off even more. He might look a little more rusty in the first few games, but as the season goes on, definitely think the rust is going to come off because he's going to have more game rhythm. He's going to be more in game shape, and he's going to have better timing with his receivers. And I definitely think this defense is vastly going to improve. Now, I'm not saying the defense is going to be top 10 or anything. I definitely think this defense can at least be top 15. And if you're a top 15 defense, that's not bad at all. All right, good people, I'm going to take another quick commercial break. I'll be right back, and I'm going to break down the Steelers.
Listen up, sports fans. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUs.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. We've also got hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest new European slots, and our live dealers are waiting for you at the table. Sign up at BetUS.com today to get into the action. BetUS, where the game begins.
All right, I'm back, good people. My last team breakdown is going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, last year, the Steelers drafted quarterback Kenny Pickett late first round. Initially, Mitch Trubisky started a few games, but then later on, Pickett took over. And they were pretty solid with him, even though he had his struggles. The Steelers, they finished 9-8. They missed the playoffs. They made some key additions. They added cornerback Patrick Peterson, guard Nate Herbig, another guard in Isaac Sumolo, as well as safety Keon O'Neal, linebacker Cole Holcomb, another linebacker in Eldon Roberts, as well as a tackle in Dylan Cook. Now, the Steelers definitely had a lot of departures from some key players. Well, with some key players, Devin Bush, he signed with the Seahawks. Cornerback Cam Sutton, he went to the Lions. Robert Spillane went to the Raiders. Terrell Edmonds went to the Eagles, so he stays in the state of PA. And Malik Reed went to the Dolphins. Now, the Steelers, they definitely have some talent. They have a pretty good wide receiver in George Pickens. Also, of course, they got the defense that's anchored by TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith and Cam Hayward, They definitely have a pretty good front. Of course, we know Mike Tomlin is a pretty good coach. He's never had a losing season as long as he's been the Steelers head coach. But I definitely have my questions. Can Kenny Pickett take that next step? Now, a lot of people have been praising him for how he's played in the preseason, but that's preseason. 9 times out of 10, you're playing against first stringers who are running some pretty vanilla stuff. Also, you're playing against second and third stringers. So we're definitely going to see how Kenny Pickett does against, a full game playing against first stringers, playing against some pretty good defenses. Also, definitely have my questions about the running game. We all know the Steelers, that's what they've built their history on, the run game. Can the run game be established? Also, offensive line has been a question. They've made some improvements through the draft and free agency. But will it be enough to protect, for all of it to come together for them to protect Kenny Pickett? Also, the Steelers secondary, they're pretty vulnerable back there. Well, they were pretty vulnerable back there last year. Can these moves be enough for the Steelers secondary to be at least pretty good or at least decent? And once again, can Kenny Pickett be the next Big Ben or the next Baker Mayfield? All right, so here are my predictions. I think at least 3, if not all 4 teams are going to make the playoffs here in the AFC North. So here are my predictions. Bengals, Browns, Ravens, and then Steelers. Well, all right, good people, I'm about to get out of here. Thank y'all for joining me once again, whether you tuned in on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Twitch. I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate you taking time out your night to hang out with me for a little while. I'll be back tomorrow night at 8 o'clock previewing the NFC North. Can't wait to break that down. That should be fun. So until then, y'all have a good one. Love y'all to life. Salute. Y'all be safe. Enjoy the rest of your night and enjoy your day. I'm out. See y'all tomorrow.